Hey, fellow gamers! Am I audible? Can I be heard? Alright, hello Talbot, hello Alf, hello Loom. Welcome to my never-ending nightmare, the Swedish royal love story by Crystal Smith. Not her real name. Some of you already know her true identity, but I'm not gonna say it. Anyway, before we begin today, I want to tell y'all about a little coinky-dink that I learned yesterday. Like, right after I finished streaming. So, you know how, like, I was laughing and chatting about how Katpu and Sophia were getting engaged when we last left off? And how the photo I showed y'all was when she was pregnant with her second child? Remember that? Remember? Remember that? Remember that? Alright, go ahead, Loom. Go ahead and pull the chat. The answer is yes, they count. Would having snake hair count as having tentacle hair? Anyway, when I finished the stream yesterday, I learned that Katpu and Sophia are expecting their third child. It was announced yesterday, like some hours before I streamed. So, yeah, that happened. Congratulations, I guess. Hope the pregnancy goes smoothly and there's a safe delivery. I hope it's a boy, because I honestly cannot imagine what kind of mother Sophia would be if it's a girl. And because, she's the lady that posted, like, topless with a snake. She was a reality TV star, and she has done some rather unscrupulous things in the past involving scams. And that's all I'll say on the matter. TLDR, Sophia Helkvist is a very problematic person, and I do not see her as a good parent. Anyway, without further ado, I say as I drum my, I drum around on my desk. Let's, hang on. Sorry, I gotta. Okay. Now, without further ado, let's get to the reading. When we left off last time, Lucy and Isak are back together. They're a thing again. And, Isak has surprisingly shown, very little trauma for a serious terrorist attack that he almost died in. So, that happened. Crystal Smith has no idea how trauma works. So that's canon. Okay. We're on chapter 26, I think. Yeah, we're on chapter 26. I read a bit of it. It's more choking time. It's time to choke. All right, let's read. Okay. Okay, for reference, Lucy's mom throughout this fanfiction has started choking and falling randomly. Last time, Lucy predicted that Lucy was more upset that, her mother couldn't sing the high notes in church anymore than, her mother randomly choking at intervals. It's an experience. So let's read. September 29, 2014, Bumfuck, Tennessee. Lucy's mother, Anne, in case you already forgot, had just gotten choked on food for the 5th time this week, and this time was the worst. Anne's husband, Thomas, in case you forgot, had to perform the Heimlich on her to allow her to breathe once again. Anne, you're going to have to go to the doctor to see what's going on, Thomas says. Lucy agrees instead of actually agreeing and tells her mother, yes, Mama, you have to go. You are staying hoarse all the time. Nay. You can't even sing in the choir right now, which apparently is more concerning than her mother choking 5 times that past week. Please go to the doctor. Anne, Thomas's wife, Lucy's mom, agrees and calls to schedule an appointment for the next day. Okay. I don't necessarily see why this was a relevant bit for the story, but fuck it, let's keep going. September 30, 2014, still bumfucked Tennessee. Lucy is was that a motherfucking horse girl joke? I mean, from what we know about Crystal Smith, because she's basically projecting herself into Lucy, for the most part, does Crystal Smith seem like a horse girl? Because she seems like a horse girl to me. She definitely seems like a Disney girl, so horse girl isn't that big of a stretch. Nay! Do you think the more often people like post from their college after they graduated, like long after they graduated, the sadder they are as a human person? I know that's like out of left field, but I just need to bring this up. Anyway, September 30, 2014, Bobfleck, Tennessee. Lucy is restless all throughout her classes. She just wants to finish for the day so she can get home to find out what the doctor has told her mother. Soon as her final class ends, repeat what, my question? Do you want me to repeat my question, Alf? Alright. Do you think people who have, like... Do you think people who, like, Fuck. I forgot how I worded it. Do you think people are... fuck! I forgot how I worded it! Let me think this through. Do you think people who like random social media posts from the college they attended, even long after they graduate, are of a particularly sad bunch? That's the basic gist of what I was asking. Yes. Got a yes. Like, I follow my high school on Twitter and Instagram, but that's just mostly for nostalgia. I don't really, like their posts or anything. It's like tailgating but online and thus lamer, as in tailgating 5 years after graduating. Is tailgating even a thing in Spain? Is it even a thing, like, outside of North America? Anyway, she rushes out the door to get to her car in Neyland garage. I have no idea where that is because I've never been to University at Bumfuck, Tennessee. Actually, I actually found, like, a road trip idea to go to, like, Knoxville and just dick around at University of Tennessee just to, like, find all the settings for this dumbass fanfiction. Would y'all, like, want me to pull that off? I mean, I'd go with a friend, obviously, because I feel like going on stupid road trips by yourself is very, very sad. As she's hiking up one of the many steep hills on the University of Tennessee's campus, she thinks to herself, instead of thinking to other people, I hate these damn hills, but on the bright side, I have very toed legs. You think she's compensating for something here, lads? Think she's compensating for something, lads? I think she's compensating for something, lads. She gets to her BMW and rushes home. It's a miracle she did not get a speeding ticket with as fast as she was driving back to her small community of Wheat, Tennessee, East Dakota. She gets home to find her mother folding laundry. Hi, Mama. What did the doctor say? Anne responds to her daughter, Lucy, while giving her a hug. I mean, hey, I'll brag about my legs too. I'm not all of that. I don't brag about my legs. Like, I'm gonna be frank with y'all. I'm a clumsy person. Like, there are a couple of bruises on my legs because for the past couple of days I've been, like, banging into my tables. And actually, I hit my, like, leg on a shopping cart the other day. I'm not even kidding. I literally did that. It was terrible. Like, I have, point on my legging. 1, 2, 3, at least 3 bruises on my left leg right now. So, no, I don't brag about my legs. They look like garbage. He's sending me to an ear, nose, and throat specialist. I could have damaged my vocal cords with all the singing over the years, or it could just be my tonsils. Lucy smiles at her mother. Well, you were supposed to get those out when you were in your 20s. Oh, I know. Looks like I may just have to bite the bullet and have them removed. I just want to sing again. Spoiler alert, it's not the vocal cord thing. As we've established, it's probably ALS. Crystal Smith is just shit at tension because she has projected a lot of herself into this fanfiction. I know, Mama. I want to see you sing again, too. October 28, 2014. Sorry. Knoxville, Tennessee Airport. Isak finally gets off the plane. He's so excited to surprise Lucy and very thankful that her brother, Will, has agreed to pick him up and hide him out until the party for his sister, Lucy. Hey, Will, Isak says when he arrives at baggage claim. Will shakes his hand and says, Hey, Isak, have a good flight? Isak says, Yes, I did. It was long, though, but it will all be worth it. Will responds, I can't believe someone would fly all that way with hours on a plane just to surprise my sister, who's also my lover. Gotta be frank, at least the incest subtext is, a lot more subdued now instead of unlike what it was in the first few chapters when it was pretty blatant. Maybe Will has moved on from Lucy as a lover. Maybe he's dating one of the cheerleaders on the Washington football team. Isak looks to Will, a bit uncertain of how to react. I mean, how are you supposed to react when you hear something that's implied to be incestuous? Will cracks a smile, and then Isak starts laughing. Will then puts on a stern, straight face and looks Isak straight in the eye. This is a one-time deal. 6 a.m. is way too early, bro, to pick you up at the airport. Motherfucker! It's an airport. Of course it's gonna be inconvenient. Next time, I'll pick you up at a normal hour. 6 a.m. is a normal hour, though. It's pretty normal, in my opinion. My sister owes me. Isak laughs and says, Yeah, sorry about that. I tried to get a night flight, but they weren't available. It must run in the family-hating mornings. Will says, Oh, it does. Only Dad likes the morning. Mom, sis, and me hate them. You're a prince. Use it to get a normal hour flight. 6 a.m. is a 200% normal hour for an airport. Yeah, pretty much it is. It really is. This isn't a big deal at all. Will is making this a bigger deal than it should be. Will smiles and grabs Isak's luggage. They walk to Will's car to head back to his apartment before surprising Lucy at her party that evening. Meanwhile, in Stockholm, it's in the afternoon. Carl Gustav and Sylvia are having lunch before the king gets to receive the Chinese ambassador in an audience before meeting with the Danish ambassador to Sweden. Carl Gustav looks to Sylvia and says, I think it's time we discuss the seriousness of Isak and Lucy's relationship. Then why did you have to bring the ambassador shit up? They're just having lunch together. That's all you had to say, Crystal. Sylvia looks at her husband puzzled. Well, Carl Gustav, you know how serious it is. He's in love with her, and I think one day they will marry. Exactly. Before Victoria married Daniel, we made sure he had training and tutoring to join the royal fold. Which is why it took 7 years. And totally not that, Carl Gustav disapproved of the relationship because he was from a bumfuck small town in Sweden. I know too much. Sabo's probably gonna kill me soon. The same must be done for Lucy. And Sophia, Sylvia says. They're already engaged, though. I agree, they all need to be aware of certain things before officially becoming part of the family. I still think you pushed it too far with Daniel at his princess school where he was even told to alter his rural accent. Because, as I stated before, Carl Gustav wasn't particularly fond of him at first. I'm not going to make Lucy alter her accent. I like her southern drawl. It's different from those country accents and bumfuck Ocalbo. When I ultimately visit Sweden, I want to go to like Ocalbo for at least like a day just to like experience it because it feels like very bumfuck. I should talk to like Rocky and Caroline about that. However, she needs to begin Swedish classes immediately. All members of the family are at least bilingual. I mean, yeah, I'm not dating a member of the Swedish royal family, and I'm already learning some Swedish. I know enough to know that the Swedish language doesn't necessarily have a hard J. Is Sweden a very bumfuck place? Not in the cities, but from what I've heard, like, if you're outside of, like, the cities, if you're in, like, rural Sweden, it can get very, very bumfuck. Imagine if I just sold t-shirts that said, like, bumfuck Tennessee on them. Do you think people are gonna, like, sue me for that? Lucy speaks French and English. Chris still struggles with Swedish. I'm well aware of those facts, Sylvia. Chris has chosen to remain a private citizen, so those things aren't as big a deal. Exactly, Carl Gustav. I expect Lucy to accept a title, and therefore she must learn Swedish to live in and represent her country. You know that she would decline a title. As an American, she may not want to. She may choose to go down a similar path to Chris, who is... He's, like, also half British, though, so... That doesn't necessarily apply to Lucy. What's your point here, Sylvia? Oh, hey, Super Dark. You really did not miss anything. I can't blame her if she does. Back in Tennessee. Alright, sis. I arranged a perfect surprise for your 23rd birthday, Will says. My penis. My surprise for you is my penis. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh, I just can't. Oh, come on, Will. Tell me, Lucy says. Nope, just get your ass in the car so I can pound it with my penis. Now I'm getting more overt with the incest subtext. This is what you've done to me, Crystal Smith. Lucy hops and heads to her brother's car. Her brother is Will, by the way. And they're also lovers. About an hour later, they arrive outside of Neyland Stadium. She looks to her brother confused. Will says, I played football here. I play for the Washington. I'm not saying that name. Though, actually, funny story. My high school's rival school was also this controversial mascot name. The RS's. The racists, yeah. They were the Lamar High School racists. But, back in, like, 2014, I believe, the district, my school district, made the decision to purge all offensive mascots. So they're now the Texans. Which is absolutely hilarious. Like, everyone at my high school just called them the Texans because that was just funny. Even though, like, everyone at Lamar was pissed that they were the Texans now, they still called themselves the Skans. But yeah, they used to be the racists, but now they're the Texans, which is hilarious. They deserve it. I have connections in bumfuck Tennessee. Okay, yeah, sure. Let's go into your party with my penis. You're the best, Lucy says as she hurries inside. They head up to the press box conference area to find many members of their friends and family waiting. Lucy goes around and greets all of her family, including her grandfather from Quebec, which is why she speaks European French. Ah, bonjour, papé. Je suis si content que vous soyez ici. Hi, Grandpa. I'm so glad you are here. Okay, I'm gonna plug this into my translator app because I'm not gonna bother my mom right now to see if this is correct. But my translator app has a Canadian French option. So we can figure out if it's accurate or not. French, Canada. It is correct. I don't care. Just piss off. Okay, French time. Indeed, super dark, indeed. Hello, Grandpa. I am so glad you're here. Yeah, okay, that's accurate. What about if it's European French? Yeah, okay, it's correct. He hugs her back and says, Oh, Lucie, je n'ai pas ça, votre papa protège ses petits filles, vous savez, je faisais que contrôle prince moi. Oh, Lucy, I would not have missed it, so Grandpa's protective over his youngest granddaughter, you know. I had to meet the prince myself. Checking this one, because I'm not gonna bother my mom right now. Paste. Oh, Lucy, I wouldn't have missed this. Your grandpa is protecting his younger granddaughter, you know. I had to meet the prince myself. That's what it translates to, so it's not 100% accurate, from what I can see. Lucy looks to her mother, and father, who have spawned. Confused after her grandfather says this, she says, "Get? What?" They all smile, and Lucy sees someone walking towards her. It's Isak! Yay! Okay, Oh, hey, Energia, welcome. So, update. Lucy's mother is still choking. They haven't figured out it's ALS yet. They think it's the vocal cord bullshit. Anyway, Isak has flown over to Tennessee to surprise Lucy for her birthday, and, what else? Oh, yeah, and, Carl Gustav is probably gonna put her in princess school. Is the real life prince named Isak? Isak is an OC. Yeah, Isak is an OC. He does not exist. Which I guess was the only way Crystal could justify writing a fanfiction where she falls in love with a member of the Swedish royal family, as if it was someone who didn't exist. No, I'm pretty sure Isak is a real name. It's probably just pronounced Isaac. I just pronounce it Isaac because I think it's funny. But yeah, Isaac is a real name. It's just not a common one. Okay. I have enough water to last me. So, chapter 27. Isak! Sounds like a last. You know what? It might be a last name. Crystal probably just, looked at names that sounded vaguely Scandinavian and picked Isak. Ugh. If Rocky or Caroline were here, they could have, told us if it was pure Swedish or not. Chapter 27. October 28, 2014. Wait. When was Lucy's birthday? Character bios. Open link a new tab. Okay, never mind. I have to be very particular with everything because Crystal Smith is a bad writer. Sorry, I just heard something outside. October 28, 2014, Bumfuck, Tennessee. Lucy finally sees that it is Isak who is there. She runs and jumps in his arms and says, "What are you doing here? I thought you were stuck in Sweden. I wanted to surprise you. How did you get here and everything without me finding out? Your brother is actually really good at keeping secrets, like your incestuous relationship." Oh, Isak says with a smile. God, I love how, like, I could just jump into a hick accent without any of y'all judging me. Because I am pure peasant blood. Lucy looks over to her brother, Will, who is smiling at her. However, when he notices that she sees him, he changes his facial expression and lowers his eyes. Lucy knows that is code for, "I am happy for you." They enjoy dinner and Lucy blows out the candles on her birthday cake. Isak whispers to her, "Come with me. I have a surprise." So Isak takes Lucy down to the locker room. She tells him, "We can't go in there. That's trespassing." Then what's the fun in having a threesome with your brother then, Lucy? Uh-huh. I thought you were a rather daring folk. God. I'm going to hell for this. Devil's being his wife and marrying his sister. Babe, trust me, it's okay. We can go in. The door is unlocked and Lucy loves getting to look around the room. She goes over and has to have her picture taken with General Nayland's gay maxims. They're what? Also, I thought it was Will who... That was Will. Oh. Excuse me, what? General Nayland's game. This is... What? Okay. Nice, 2006 website. Vol Nation, the voice of Vol fans. As my dad said, the volunteers do not necessarily strike fear in people. Alright, General Nayland 7 maxims. Number 1, the team that makes the fewest mistakes will win. Number 2, play forward, make the breaks when one comes your way. Score! Number 3, if at first the game or the breaks go against you, don't let up. Put on more steam. Number 4, protect our kickers, our club, our lead in our bowl game. Number 5, ball, Oski, cover, block, cut, and slice, pursuing gang tackle, for this is the winning edge. Number 6, press the kicking game. Here's where the breaks are made. Number 7, carry the fight to our opponent and keep it there for 60 minutes. Clip that. That's a fact check. Please clip that, actually. I want to post that on my Twitter. This is so fucking stupid. Then Isak tells her to follow him and that they are going to go out on the football field. Getting to go out on the football field, my bad. Lucy is so excited, and Isak takes her to the power tee in the center of the field. Oh my goodness, I love being back here on the field. Gosh, I miss it. Remember, she was a majorette. Lucy says. She turns to look at Isak, but he is no longer standing there. She's confused. She hears him clears his throat and realizes he's down on one knee. Sorry, what? Hold up. Excuse me. What the fuck? Are the straights okay? The straights are really weirding me out right now. Why would you do this? Why would you propose on an empty football field where in the press box your buddies can, like, see? That's... No! Don't do that! That's like the exact opposite of romantic. That's a hick straight way of proposing to someone. Is this Crystal Smith's dream proposal? Her beau getting down on one knee and on the power tee at the whatever it is, the Beyblade Stadium. Is it the Beyblade Stadium? I don't care anymore. This is bullshit. I hate this. If anyone tries to propose to me like this, I'm gonna slap them. This is complete bollocks. 2 days before. So you have everything all sorted? Madeline says to her brother. Yes, it's all taken care of. She has no idea, Isaac responds. You managed to clip 1 to 4 super dark? You might have to highlight it. You might have to set it up as a highlight instead. Try that. Also, I'm going to say something. My cousin, Sally, who has been married, happily married for 3 years to her longtime European beau, said, when I complained a couple years back about how surprise proposals are incredibly toxic. The proposal should be a surprise, but the engagement should not be. Everyone should be on the same page about marriage. Which is really good advice. I'll propose to you on the Beyblade of the Beyblade Arena or whatever, something American. Ahoy, ahoy, hot dogs, football, fireworks, 4th of July. Super dark. You might have to highlight it, not clip it. Click log, clip, and then click highlight. I think that's how it works. I'm just so excited for you, Victoria says. However, I do think you should run this by Papa. You should. I couldn't, Vic. You know that. You know what he did to you and Daniel. I'm not giving him that opinion. I know, and I understand. You're going to tell Mama right before you leave? Yes, I promise. She and I are having lunch in a couple of hours. 2 hours later, which is a couple hours. Good job, Crystal. Isaac and Sylvia are enjoying lunch at Drottningholm. Carl Gustav is at a ribbon-cutting ceremony, which is the closest he has to actual work, so they have the palace to themselves. Okay, son, I know you have a reason for this. Lunch is wonderful, but I can tell something is on your mind, Sylvia says. There's no hiding anything from you, Mama. Very true. I know, my children. So, what is it? Mama, I'm going to propose at Lucy for her birthday party. But please don't tell Papa. I'm doing this not to give him opinion to do what he did to Vic and Dan. Don't be mad at me, Mama. I just think this is the best way. Sylvia has tears in her eyes. Isaac sees that and says, Oh, Mama, please don't cry. It's nothing against you. Sylvia stops him there and says, No, Isaac, my dear. I'm not crying because I'm upset. I'm happy for you and Lucy. She's a wonderful woman, and also a Republican, who I'm happy to have as a daughter-in-law. I'm cautious about you not telling your father, though, but I understand at the same time. Please don't tell Papa. I'm not going to do that. You will have to do it yourself. You'll have my support, and I suspect all your siblings, as well, since I know they are in on this. How? Isaac didn't tell you that! You all stick so very close together, and I love that bond you have. Thank you, Mama, Isaac says as she gets up to hug his mother and leave. Wait just a minute, Sylvia says. What? Isaac says, a bit concerned. You don't think I'm letting you fly off to the U.S. without showing me the ring, do you? Isaac smiles and pulls it out of his pocket because he has that for some reason. Why? Oh, it's beautiful, Isaac. She will love it. Reminder that surprise engagements are incredibly toxic. Both parties should be on the same page. Hint, hint. Lucy stands there speechless. Isaac says, with a few tears in his eyes, Lucille and Kate. By the way, this is my demo reel for acting positions. My DMs are open on Discord. Lucille and Kingston, you are the greatest thing to ever happen to me. Up until I met you, I was lost. I felt I had no purpose and would never truly be happy. Soon as I saw you on campus, I knew there was something special about you. I wanted to get to know you more, gathering the courage to even speak to you was a difficult task. Thank God I found the courage, and I found you, Lucy, my love. Will you make me the happiest man on earth and be my wife? Will you marry me? Okay, couple things. One, Isaac, you were not lost until you met Lucy. You clearly wanted to go to college in America. Not sure why Tennessee. I really don't understand why Tennessee. Second off, you were working up the courage to talking to her was borderline stalkerish. And third, how old are you again? You're like 24? 23, 24? That's like way too young for marriage, dude. Gotta wait until you're at least 30. And 4, is this really how Crystal Smith wants to be proposed to? Do you think question, do you think she's ever had sex before? Do you think Crystal Smith has ever had sex before? Do you think she's saving herself for marriage? Which is a dumb thing to do, by the way. Don't do that. Like, as the great Trixie Mattel says, if you wait for marriage before you have sex, the sex is not going to be lit. Rant over, continuing. By this time, Lucy is also crying, but happy tears. She smiles the biggest smile she's ever made towards someone. Yes, yes, 100 times yes! Probably? Probably to what? That she's saving herself for marriage? She's like 29. The straights are fucking whack, I tell you. He puts the 100K white gold ring with a large center diamond that has smaller orange-colored stones around it on her left finger. That sounds terrible. That sounds terrible. Then he stands up and kisses her. They hear cheering, and Lucy looks to see her parents, brother, and grandfather there. Then she sees Madeline, Chris, Carl, Philip, Sophia, Victoria, and Daniel standing there. What? What? They came too? What? I'm like blinking in disbelief. What the fuck? Able to keep it a secret from Carl Gustav if, like, all of his children and in-laws went to bumfuck Tennessee, seemingly just for Lucy's surprise birthday party. Wouldn't he have gotten, like, an inch of suspicion? I mean, I know he's a royal and probably inbred, but I'd take him as someone who could see something was up. This is terrible. Crystal Smith, what the fuck is wrong with you? You're killing me. You're making me very tempted to reveal your true identity, Crystal Smith, but I'm not gonna. 'Cause that's mean, and I'm not a mean girl. Lucy is bawling her eyes out when she runs to hug Lucy. I'm so happy for you! Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. Lucy then overhears Catpy to Daniel. Pregnancy hormones again. We're back! We're back on those pregnancy hormones, bitches! Because apparently, whenever a woman gets emotional, it's because of pregnancy hormones. Well, they do say you can fit 3 Tennessees in 1 Sweden, 2 Swedens, and 5 Tennessees in a whole thing off the authors. You know what? After I read this chapter, we're going to read another Crystal Smith article. Fuck it. I have nothing to lose. Lucy looks to Madeline. Mad, are you pregnant again? What? How did you? Oh, my damn tears! I'm sorry, I'm ruining it all. No, 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 you aren't ruining anything. I'm so happy for you and my soon-to-be niece or nephew, Lucy says. Madeline starts to cry again. I love that. Chris, who again spawned out of nowhere, comes in to hug Lucy and Isak. He then gently guides his wife over to the side so that the other family members could congratulate the couple. October 29, 2014, Sweden. Why didn't they tell us they were all going over to see Madeline after her pregnancy news? Carl Gustav asked his wife, a little irritated. This is on you, Carl Gustav. You should have been suspicious in the first place. They did, Sylvia replies. When? At dinner a few nights ago, when you started on about Sophia's princess classes. What? Oh, why, I don't remember that. Probably because oftentimes, my dear, you have a one-track mind. You're right on that. Now they are going to torture us with all the details on little Leonore. We'll have to visit soon, Sylvia. I agree. It's been too long since we saw Leonore in person. Meanwhile, in Bobfect, Tennessee, everyone is gathered in Victoria and Daniel's hotel room for a private brunch with the newly engaged couple. Isn't, like, the best quality hotel in Bobfect, Tennessee, like a Holiday Inn? A Holiday Inn and Suites? And the suites are just, like, those rooms where they have the door that you can, like, unlock, so it becomes, like, a 2-bedroom thing. Am I right, gamers? I'm so happy for you two, Victoria says in a toast. Cheers! Everyone clings their mimosas together. Very white. This fanfiction has been rated VW for very white. Clip that, that's a fact check. Except Madeline, who has admitted a number of times how bitter she is that she can't have one. I hate you all are getting mimosas, and I have orange juice. I wouldn't trade this little nugget for anything, but I wish I could just have a drink. The whole group laughs at Madeline's statements. Capu clears his throat and says, Okay, we have to figure out how to tell Papa and the media. I know, says Isak. Sophia grabs Lucy's hand and says, I'm going to warn you, it's not easy. Don't be shocked at having to go through princess classes, which are ridiculous, and Papa being an ass, says Madeline. Mad, says Victoria. What? Sophia doesn't need them. Yeah, she does. She's, like, the opposite of class. And neither does Lucy. She doesn't even know Swedish. You, of all people, should know that after Papa making Daniel take classes, which I called ridiculous then, too. Daniel steps in. She's right, Vic. She didn't like them then. I understood why he wanted me to take them as a future consort, but there's no sense in Sophia or Lucy. Yes, there is. There is all the sense. They're peasant blood and not at all classy. Like, fuck! Thank you, Daniel, says Madeline. Well, here's what I think, says Victoria. Madeline will be announcing her pregnancy in just a few weeks. Lucy will be over in Sweden to bring in 2015. I think that's a perfect time to tell Papa. Then we can worry about the media then. Brought to you by the Department of Redundancy Department. Why can't we announce it now? Isak says, clearly irritated. Bruh. Not telling Carl Gustav was your idea. Capu steps in. Look, Isak, I get it. I want you to announce it, but I do think you and Lucy need to tell him in person. The end of December is going to be the best opportunity to do that. You have all of our support no matter what you choose. When Lucy agrees with his siblings, Isak relents. Okay, we will wait until then, but you won't be able to wear the ring in public where the media would come across it, unless you wear it on your right hand occasionally. Lucy agrees to this, instead of agreeing to it. It's the present bloods they boil when you buy lobster. Is that how the Bourbons get their lobster? Do they boil it in the blood of peasants before they feed it to Felipe Letizia et al.? November 29, 2014, Bumfuck, Tennessee. Up! It's ALS time, bitches! I'm so sorry. I know that sounds like offensive out of context. Lucy realizes that something is not right after her mother returned from the neurologist. Her father tells her that the results were inconclusive with all the testing. He tells her to takes her to her Spanish file, and when they are returning home, he breaks down to tell her the truth. Ah, Lucy, we purposely didn't tell you until you had finished your finals. The results were pretty conclusive. The doctor flat out told your mother and I that she has ALS. He says his tears form in his eyes, which we have previously established because Crystal Smith is projecting herself into Lucy, and we backlogged to check that Crystal Smith's mother indeed had ALS. Nowadays, they're a lot more progressive. They have graduated teams in immigrant blood. At least there's that. Lucy doesn't want to believe it. She immediately goes into denial. No, Daddy, that can't be it. I feel it in my heart. That's not what she has. Honey, I know. We are going to see another doctor for a second opinion. You need to look up the symptoms and all. I think you'll see then. Oh, hey, Lube. So Lucy and Isak are now engaged. He proposed to her on the giant T at Beyblade Stadium at University of Tennessee, and Lucy's mother has ALS now, which we knew was going to happen because Crystal Smith's mother had ALS. So yeah, that's what's been going on. A few days later, Lucy decides to look up the symptoms. She recognizes that her mother checks almost all the boxes, like the falling and the choking. But she refuses to admit it to herself. She searches other diseases and manages to convince herself that it's a form of dementia that only impacts the throat and mouth? Excuse me, what? That's a form of dementia? Actually, this was written in 2016, I think. Posted 3 years ago, so 2016 or 2017. This was not the height of the Ice Bucket Challenge. Because I remember the Ice Bucket Challenge. Okay, vascular dementia. Okay. December 13, 2014, University of Bumfuck, Tennessee. Lucy arrives at the Thompson Boiling Arena for her graduation. She finds her seat, but only after walking around the whole arena trying to find the entrance. She thinks to herself, I should have not worn these shoes. So many drags on forever, with the guest speaker saying, I won't talk to you all for long. The 80-something-year-old man then pulls up a chair, talks for over an hour about the many different species of ants. I think that was also the case last time. Crystal, are you just copying and pasting your old shit? I got a ping. I just got a package. All Lucy and everyone, else wanted to do is get up and leave. Just a fourth of the way through his long speech, most of the audience, including the students graduating, were on the cell phones. After a 2.5-hour ceremony, the December 2014 graduates throw their hats into the air and go meet their families. Lucy meets up with her family outside the arena for photos. Her mother is the first to say something. For the love of God, if I never hear of another damn ant again, I'll be happy. I'm going to go find one to stomp on after that torture. You better be glad. I love you, sis, as a sister and a lover. Lucy laughs, as does the rest of her family. Isak flew in for the graduation, as did Madeline and her family. Madeline made sure to take a photo of Lucy and post on her Facebook saying, so very happy to be back in Tennessee to watch Lucy graduate from the University of Tennessee. Like my brother, congratulations, Lucy. Many of Madeline's followers send their congratulations to Lucy as well. Madeline also took the time that Isak had created his own Facebook and Instagram page for people to follow. Make sure you're following my brother, Isak's new Facebook and Instagram. She said this with a picture of Leonor giving him a kiss on the cheek. Okay, so we're going to stop there, but we're not done yet. We're going to read another one of Crystal Smith's masterpiece articles. But I also need to refill my water. I'll be right back. Okay, gang, I'm back. Let me just delete the display capture. And let's find some... I'm gonna find some, like, video stimuli. Give me, like, a second. Let's find some stimuli for you, bays. Okay, here's something fun. This is a video compilation of Ladybot slash Cool Guy Kai.
These
I'm
days
going
it
to
kind of
mute
feels like my
it,
anxiety is 24.
though,
These days it
because
kind of
it
feels
has
like my
a
anxiety is
song
24/7,
in
and when I
it.
try to do something kind of
Sorry about that. I put it on loop, right? Yeah, put it on loop. Okay. All right. This is an article from 2019. If the enthronement ceremony made anything clear, it's time for Japan to get with the times and allow female ascension. Instead of, getting with the times and removing the monarchy. Okay, so this is Lainey Buzz slash Cool Guy Kai. This is a compilation of them pretty much being a hypocrite, but right now we're reading an opinion piece. I'm just showing this as visual stimuli because I don't want y'all to find Crystal Smith's identity. Now that the dust has settled on the enthronement ceremony and other events surrounding Emperor Naruhito of Japan's enthronement, we could discuss the elephant in the room. Japan not allowing female ascension. Japan is a first world country, advanced in technology, and highly developed free market economy. Ew, as if the free market is totally not corrupt. Similar to its European counterparts with monarchies like the United Kingdom, Belgium, the Netherlands, etc. So why are they behind the times when it comes to the rules surrounding the laws of succession? Japan has 3 people in line of succession, brought to you by the Department of Redundancy Department, one of whom is 83-year-old Masahito Prince Hitachi. The Crown Prince is 53-year-old Fumihito Crown Prince Akishino, and second in line is Prince Hisahito, 13. The country is in danger of having no one left in the line of succession. If Prince Hisahito grows up and only has daughters, if he grows up, of course, he can very well die within the next few years, as far as I know. Under the current law, there would be no one to take the throne upon his death. Female members of the imperial family are not only barred from ascending the throne, but are also unfairly forced to leave the... First off, it's... Actually, hang on, let me finish this paragraph. But they are also unfairly forced to leave the imperial family and renounce their titles to marry a commoner. Thus, the imperial family continues to dwindle. Okay, first of all, it's ascending to the throne, not ascending the throne. I expect better quality grammar from the #1 source for royal news. And, second off, the Japanese imperial household is a very repressed household. And I do not blame the female members at all for wanting to leave it. Gonna be frank? Because, let me put it this way. Current Empress Masako was basically forced to not do any public engagements for years. I think decades as well. And it fucking destroyed her mentally. It was misery inducing. She didn't even use the word agnotic once. Yeah, agnotic. That's the term. Agnotic. I'm all for preserving tradition, but I'm also all for equality, which is why I'm a Republican. Also, tradition is boring. Women are just as smart and capable as men. Some of the world's best leaders have been women. Look at the United Kingdom. The three best monarchs in their history have been female: Elizabeth I, Queen Victoria, and Queen Elizabeth II. But Queen Elizabeth II technically doesn't have power. What are you talking about, Crystal? Japanese women deserve to show their ability to rule and lead Japan. Princess Aiko, the only child of Emperor Naruhito and Empress Masako, deserves to sit on the throne and lead the Japanese people. And the Japanese people overwhelmingly support the idea of a female monarch. A recent survey by Kyodo News saw close to 82% of Japanese people approving of a female reigning in her own right. I'm pressing X to doubt. Let me double check it. It also doesn't link to the poll, so I'm going to have to check this myself. Why does the conservative patriotic ideology I'm in not like women? Okay, in the latest poll before this, it was 81% backing the idea of Japan having a female emperor, while 13.5% indicated they propose, and that's out of the respondents. Furthermore, in regards to whether they should allow heirs of female lineage to ascend the throne, only 70% of people supported the idea. So, that's a bit of a stretch. Pokemon Go to the polls. It is wonderful to see Empress Masako so happy during the various ceremonies last week in Japan. She suffered for decades with emotional disorders, including an adjustment disorder, that have been attributed to the high pressure of not producing a male heir. As well as some other factors that involve marrying into an incredibly repressed royal family that does absolutely nothing in regards to power. Her husband even controversially commented that the imperial household agency put too much pressure on his wife, causing her emotional distress. Now that she is the empress consort, she seems secure about her role in Japan, and it is only fair to her that her beloved daughter, Princess Aiko, one day sit on that throne. It would be the ultimate success for a woman who suffered for years at the hand of the establishment to see her daughter reign. Instead of, removing the establishment in the first place. Remove the barrier, for fuck's sake! Japan having an empress reign is not unheard of. It happened in the past. There have been 8 female imperial reigns, with the last one reigning in the mid-1700s. It is time Japan get with the times and finally pass a law allowing for female ascension, as well as allowing royal women to retain their titles and remain in the family when marrying a commoner. The world is watching and waiting. Okay. So, yeah, that's a bit of a yikes, ain't it? But I'ma stop there, gang. Thank y'all for watching. I'll see y'all next time when we continue this bullshit. Bye bye. Mwah.